Well, I'm afraid to say the old girl hasn't been out at all for ages. Through the winter I never used it, and also we had the lockdown. It's now 3 months not being used. I want to go on a fairly long haul, so I'm going to take off the lock here. I could just put it down, jack it all off the support jacks I've got here, but I think I'm going to pull the bearings, check the bearings, because I don't want to go on a long run and have bearing troubles, do like a 500-mile round trip. I'll start with the other side. Once I take the wheel off, it's splattered with grease all on the inside. Yucky, look at it, plenty of it. Now that's from the last trip. Oh, let's put that there, I'll wipe it off later. So that grease is telling me there's something wrong on the inside of the bearings. So what I did was pull the bearings out. As you can see, I've got it jacked up here. I've got a secondary jack just down there in case anything bizarre happens. It's held on the jack at the moment. I've pulled off the castle nut, the washer, the pin. You can see there's sort of rust on the inside there. This I'm just going to pull back and give a wipe off. Looks all clean to me, but I just can't think why that seal is leaking on the inside. Well, I've had to go and get some bearings, guys. The reason being, the hubs here I've cleaned off with petrol, and they're all smooth. I took them to the trailer guy. He said they should be okay still to use again. So they're all smooth. The bearings sort of looked okay, but I want to show you. I'll get this one out. These are only the cheaper bearings. So these are new ones, but this just here, this sort of tiny seal there, had peeled off in a big spiral on the inside, which allowed the grease to spray out against the wheel there. So let's get a pair of these greased up. I bought some, what's this stuff? Aqua 2 waterproof or water resistant. That's a big difference between waterproof and water resistant. Ordinary grease is like £5. This is nearly £15. It wants to be water resistant. It wants to be more than water resistant, doesn't it? So we'll put some of that in there and get this back on. Get myself a rag. So this one will go like that with that seal in there. Goes on and will spin when I grease it up, and the wheel goes on the outside. I'm just going to give this a rub off. It's not so long ago I actually put a new suspension unit in there. Just a little bit of corrosion around the outside. I think it will. If you're seeing me okay, corrosion there. Just general, you're going to get it with salt water. So there we go, that looks all okay. Well, it does to me anyway, so there you go. It's nice and smooth. Get my grease. You can use plastic gloves if you want, or you can use, as I do, your fingers. Just going to whack a bit of grease in like this. Some people use gloves. I find it difficult, to be honest, with gloves. Certainly on the back bearing, I'll get all that grease as much as I can into the bearing itself, and the rollers. I'm going to call them the rollers because that's what they do. They roll, don't they? They do roll. The saying is true. A boat is just a hole in the water into which you pour money. Okay. I don't actually know whether these sort of come semi-sealed with any form of grease in them. I really don't know. That's what I'm doing. It goes in like that. Put a little bit of grease over here. Voila. Grease, 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 grease. I suppose if there's anything, it's me putting too much grease on. Everybody says, don't over grease it, Graeme. I can't help it. I can't help it. Now I had it on then. There we go. That's on. The sun's actually made the grease very, very soft. I've got plenty of grease in the middle there, because you can fill up with a grease gun. Yeah, there's plenty in there. Grease on this one, grease everywhere. That's why I find it easier, so just doing my fingers. Line it up. Jiggling and jiggling and getting it all on there. There we go. That's on. I'm not going to say it sounds okay. I haven't got a clue, have I? I don't know if it sounds okay. It sounds like a wheel spinning. It sounds like my next fishing trip with a bit of luck. I'm going to wipe that surplus off there. Just putting a bit around the front of it. Look, everybody's got different ways of doing this. Get my washer. Then my castle nut there, not to be done up tight. Okay, all good. So the hole, I always forget the hole is there. That's about, say that's 3 o'clock, it's about between 2 and 3. So I'm going to do up my castle nut. Called a castle nut because the little slots there. You don't want it so tight. So I'm guessing if I bring that back there. I think that's fine. Split pins in. Turn it around like that so it locates in there. At the end. Bend it round so it's locked. Now you can see the grease, so I'm going to get that washed off just so it's cleaned up for when it goes back on. And look, I don't even live by the sea. I wash my boat religiously in fresh water, and you can see after 6 months it just eats away at everything, no matter even rinsing off in fresh water. Wow, that's quite a bit of grease off that bearing, guys. And of course if they're spraying out like that because the rubber seal's gone on the inside, not good news. Look at it. I think that's been like that for a few trips, but of course until you take the wheel off you are never ever going to know. That is indeed messy. I've got a bit of just detergent or washing up liquid here. I'll hopefully loosen it off a bit. I don't think I'll give the wife her tea towel back, do you? Yeah, it's actually looking more and more like a wheel. Alright, splattered a bit on the other side. Not so bad. It's on the inside. It's definitely the inside seal that had gone. I'm just pulling off these bits of seal and paint off the wheel. Right, that's as good as it's going to get for a fishing trip, I know. And, come on babe, give me a break. There we go. Oh, I love this bit. There he is. No. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Should be 4. Well, luckily the mice have been in here. My spare hubs. Tells you how many hubs I've changed over the years. 1, 2, 3 hubs. But I've got some spare nuts, so I'm going to put some, I won't say new ones on, but look what the mice do. Shred that plastic. Now guys, they'll also do that to your electric cables. Let's get these nuts on. I'll pop a little bit more grease in there. On goes the hub cap. I just got to jack that down now. Release the jack. Another thing, I've cracked the mudguard. I ought to put a plate over that for treading, maybe the whole side. So, help my old knees, I put a rubber mat down. I leave these here, the axle stands, so that when that goes round and I release it, it's not putting weight on the tyres. There, you can see that. I never use bricks under the jack, they can shatter. I always use wood. Now, before I forget, tighten those nuts, Graeme. In the not too distant future, I will be parting company with the old girl because I'm getting older and all this is just a young man's game. I've done it all. Done it. Had the big sharks. Had loads of fun. Now, I crack these nuts before I actually jack it up, otherwise the wheel's going to spin. Now, I meant to look and I forgot to look, but I'm pretty sure, look, the same rust area there is where the water's run down there, even rain just resting in there. So it pays you to, look, it just comes off. I'll paint these again. It pays you to just rotate the wheels. So nuts off, as you pardon the French. Wheel off. Still got grease on the back of that, but nothing quite as bad. So I feel I've got axle stands in the middle, back up emergency ones, axle stands here just for emergencies. Check, everything's checked. Now, the other one had a wisp of black washer fibre around the outside here. This one hasn't, but you can see it's gone on the inside. So it's gone out through there and is splattered over the inside. Right boys, I'm sorted out now, wheels are done. However, under here are, I can show you up the front here, are these rollers. Now the boat bears down on those, and when I go down the road a lot, they bang, they perish. The guy said they last about 2 years. You can pull these circlips, get those off, generally they break. And the last time I did it, took it down the local canal, floated it off, paid him a £5 overnight, came back and revamped the whole trailer and put new suspension units on it. But it's the weekend. They're going to be rammed with longboats, canal boats, and they won't have space, to be honest. Now, there's a way I've got in my mind of trying it. But going to be honest, I think it's a bit sketchy. I'm just going to phone Wayne first, so bear with me. See what he says. It's sort of an idea I've got. Better not show it first. Okay, don't mate. Yeah. So you're saying be careful, but you've seen it done before. Okay. If you hear a big bang, you'll know I've done it wrong. Yeah. See you, mate. Good luck with the sharks tomorrow. Yeah. Bye. Right, boys. Wayne said the way I was thinking of doing it has been done before. A little sketchy. I'm going to try and jack up a spar across the spine of the boat between the keel and the trailer, jack it up enough, just enough that I might be able to get the roller off, slide that roller out and the pin out, but I'm not going to say that's the way to do it, so I'm not going to film it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, R.I.P. Graeme. Shouldn't laugh. I'll give it a go, and when I'm done, if it's worked, I'll let you know either way, boys. I'll let you know either way, but that's what I intend doing. Under here, try and put a spar, let's say across here, a stake down vertically, big one, big like 4x4 stake, one across here, probably that's 3 inches, one here, another spar, the jack goes under there, I jack it up, but it will tip it at a slight angle. That's my only thing. He said make sure that I've got the front of the boat tied on in case it slides back. It's resting on those bunks down there at the moment. And then I might be able to take this off, nearly rusted, in fact it's broken, that one's broken anyway. Take this off, just get it up and get one off, another. I don't know, I'm probably safest to try at the front first. The thing is, Wayne says keep it tight on the front, and if I keep it tight on the front here, which it is, stop it going back, I'm not going to be able to jack up, am I? Right, see how far I get, guys. Well folks, after 1.5 hours of nerves, sawing up different lets of wood, hammering in bits and pieces, I have actually managed to change the 4 rollers with the boat still on the trailer. You can see I've got the pins through. The problem being the washers that came off are of the wrong size, they won't go over there. Or wait and try and get the right washers, which are due to come in on Monday. If I want to go fishing, you can see that's all new rollers there. It was, I have to say, fairly traumatic. I got lucky with the back one because you can see there's light between it. So the main weight of the boat is here on the spine, on the middle 2. I'm just saying, this is a Wilson Flyer, this is my boat, my trailer. Everyone's different, but my weight is definitely taken on the middle spine there. It worked putting the wood across 2 verticals and jacking it up. I'm not saying do it, I'm not saying do it with your boat. I've done it with mine, that's why it's not going to be a how-to. It's going to be this is how I have done it, and it worked. So wheels are on. I might get a bit of hammerite paint around there. There's only one thing I need. I feel after all that work I am very much deserving one of these. Cheers guys, I deserve this. Mind you, I say that every night.